None. Dr. Kerr, you said there was a bubble 1 year when they did not approve transfers.
Yes, I can tell you, I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that Mr. Dinga at Lenape Elementary, as an example, when we were going through renovations, we could not take additional students from across the district, and Mr. Dinga at the administrative level denied a few requests. I can't say how many at this point, but it could have been a handful. But we were watching those numbers because of kindergarten students being actually reassigned to trailers during that renovation period. So we were watching enrollments very closely.
Dr. Kerr, your recommendation today is not consistent with your reasons provided in the January-February 08 document posted on the website when you recommended closing Elderton High School because you included, I don't have all the reasons here, but you said because of declining enrollment. You said because of the number of class sizes less than 10. You also said because of difficulty in scheduling multiple sections. Your recommendation in 2008 to close Elderton High School was supposedly based on educational improvements for Elderton High School students. Your recommendation today takes a reopened Elderton High School, as this board expressed a desire to do. It takes a reopened Elderton High School and results in less students attending there than when you recommended to close Elderton High School in January, February 08. In the past, you have said that as a superintendent, you're in the middle. What you are really saying is you have to choose between making an educational decision, which is not recommending these student transfers, in other words, leaving Elderton High School. That's an educational decision. You must choose between the educational decision and a political decision, which is, it's documented. There's documents that exist in this, and I'm citing them. You have to make a choice between an educational decision, because you said that low enrollment was harmful to those students, and now you're recommending lower enrollment. And you must choose between that and a political decision, which is recommending the student transfers be approved, even though, according to your 2008 recommendation, less students at Elderton High School will have more of an educational disadvantage. If you said there's disadvantages with approximately 320 2 years ago, and the board followed up on that and took your word for it that there would be educational disadvantages with such less students, how can we possibly approve transfers that we're basically agreeing with? Now, as far as people stating reasons for their transfers, all I can say is when I voted to leave the attendance lines the way they were a month ago, I think that was the fairest thing to do, because people located, knowing the attendance lines, they bought their homes, they built new homes and located in that area. And that's the same reason tonight. People who are requesting transfers, when they bought their home or built a new home and located in that Elderton area, they knew the boundary lines. Okay? You can't argue.
We had a choice. We always had a choice.
That's the fairest.
Fair is that we have a choice.
You had your turn, Mr. Sheriff.
You have it every week.
Well, what we were elected to do, to be here twice a month. Okay? I voted to reopen Elderton as it was, okay, and that was with X amount of students, and that's what I think the fairest thing is to do. The other thing on these transfers, clearly there has to be sports implications, okay?
No, our teams are so good.
What I want to ask
But that's
Dr.
so fair to
Kerwin,
the
when you
kids.
you had a communication with parents with Elderton. Did you indicate in there when they were going to request for transfers if they are knowledgeable about the fact that busing will not be provided? Did you put that in a letter to them?
I believe in all of our standard letters, it states that parents are responsible for the student transportation to the nearest bus stop
Correct.
of the requested school.
Parents
or
are fully
attendance
aware
area.
of that.
Okay.
Best as I can
When
recall.
do you know that out? When did you know that?
I'm one of those. I remember weeks ago.
Well, I think everybody has that same
I have that letter.
message in the letter that went out, reassigning students to the Elderton attendance area. And secondly, every time a parent has a request, we make it very clear that parents understand that they are responsible for transportation.
All right, so I don't believe the board ever saw a copy of that, did they?
It's in the policy as well.
Well, seriously.
Policy 252 is on the website.
Okay.
I looked at it
It's a
today,
standard
yeah.
letter.
Okay, sure. All right, so